Okay, we are live. How y'all doing? Good, I hope. Tonight, we, continue what we started. That is the first case of Dual Destinies. Just gonna wait for this ad break to run out here. Before we switch over. I apologize for the last Dual Destiny stream being so short. It was around like an hour or so. Bad timing on my part. I was not in the state to stream back then. Too tired. Sobering up. All that. Today, I'm feeling good. Recently caffeinated, refreshed, got lots of water. I'm ready to do some of my shitty amateur voice acting. Let's go. Alright. It's game time. Hey, look, it's me. Before I start, should probably take more water. All right. Fixed my controller issues from last time, so everything should be working fine now. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully the volume will be okay, but we'll change things if things are not good. We're live. We're live after all. Turnabout countdown. Yes. So, when the bomb went off. So we left off right after this guy, I forgot what his name was, Mr. Culprit, gave his testimony. Now, it's cross-examination time. Wait, there's the button. The mic button. Wait, can I yell objection? Will that work? Let's see. Bomb was disarmed by me, then transported here as evidence. Bomb name, HH3000, operated by the timer or with a remote. I was watching from the gallery when I suddenly became alarmed. How did you know what bomb type it was? I saw that the bomb's timer was counting down. Okay, well, let's see. This is the log, right? Yeah, the other button's save. Let's see, press, present. We have our attorney's badge, autopsy report, cause of death, trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object, time of death between 8 and 11. Alright. HH3000. Dimensions 10 by 10 by 10 inches. 12 pounds. Case is 5 out of 16 inches. Alloy plate. Phony fancy tail. Oh, let's do the classic strat. Press everything. Hold it. I gotta get used to that new soundbite. You say that you disarmed the bomb, but are you really sure it was disarmed? Is it just me, or does he sound even younger than before, than his old, classic voice? Absolutely. I can disarm anything. In a flash. That looks more like dismantle than disarm to me. Oh, pardon me. Let's see. Is there a chance you could have forgotten to disarm the bomb? You just forgot. Impossible. I do not make rudimentary mistakes like that. You say, to err is human. Although the jury is still out on this guy. He's got his little, like, snail eyes.
If you must know, Mr. Wright, according to the court's own records, the fact that the bomb had indeed been disarmed was officially confirmed.
I guess I can rule out the possibility that he forgot to disarm it. Could you talk about the bomb in a little more detail for the court, Mr. Tonate? Certainly. Bomb name, HH3000. Okay.
Hold it!
Hold it. What was the approximate size and weight of the bomb? Dimensions: 10 inches height by 10 inches width by 10 inches depth. Weight: 12 pounds. This information is also written on the photograph. Ah yes, here it is on the back. According to this, the case is made out of alloy plating, 5/16 of an inch thick. That certainly sounds like one thick and very heavy bit of metal.
What if I dropped that thing on your foot? You'd be hopping.
If you dropped that thing anywhere, I'd be hopping for the nearest exit. Very well. I believe the court has heard enough about the bomb itself. So, Mr. Tonate, you were keeping an eye on the bomb. Where were you watching from? I was watching from the gallery when I suddenly became alarmed.
Hold it!
Hold it. It's very subdued. That new delivery. Why were you in the gallery? My duties may have been over for the moment, but I wanted to keep watch. Even though the bomb was disarmed, you can never be too careful. Explosive devices are very dangerous things. Oh, how admirably responsible of you. Model to be emulated. I practice disarming bombs every day. It's just that one bomb, though. I practice assembling them, too. It's a bit sus. The disarming part I get, but assembling them? Well, I'll have you know that I practice presenting evidence every day myself. I see. But do you ever practice having evidence presented to you? Presented to me? What? No, Then you cannot very well call yourself a professional yet, can you?
Yeah, that does it. I'm gonna start practicing having evidence presented to me every day. And you better drink some coffee, boss. We're gonna be pulling an all-nighter.
I don't think that will be necessary. Or worth either of our time. Come on, Phoenix, have a coffee. And go to his honor. So, Mr. Tonate, what did you witness from the gallery? I saw that the bomb's timer was counting down. Oh, I should have pressed.
So you're trying to find testimony that conflicts with the evidence, right?
That's right. Listening carefully to Mr. Tonate's testimony is just the first step. After that, it's a matter of taking a look at my evidence that seems relevant.
Remember that you can touch present when you want to open the court record.
Oh, okay, this one's easy. I figured it out.
If you find evidence that conflicts with the testimony, press present.
X.
Let's see. This testimony is about when the bomb went off. So I think what it stated was in at the time would be pretty important.
Okay, yeah, they give you a hint here. A bomb that didn't look like a bomb because it was inside a stuffed animal, huh? Well, because it was inside a stuffed animal, there's no way he could be aware of it being counting down. So, gotcha.
Hold it!
You saw it counting down clearly with your own eyes? I'd hardly think a timer as small as the one on this bomb could be seen from the gallery. These goggles help me see very small things clearly from very far away. I can even see what you had for breakfast by looking at your tie. Why do I suddenly feel like a bug under a magnifying glass? Alright, can I just skip this? There we go. Oh, I thought that was part of the thing. Wait. Log to the rescue. Guessing he saw the timer if he was wearing those goggles. I'm not so sure. There's something that just doesn't sit right with me. Bomb was clearly, completely hidden inside the stuffed animal. So well concealed, in fact, that it didn't even look like a bomb at all. Yeah, it just kind of give you the answer, but this is a tutorial. Alright, Athena. I'll show you how it's done. Present. Then we present this. Right?
Objection!
So you say you saw the bomb's countdown, is that right? Of course. I clearly saw it counting down to 0. I really need to get used to that objection. I mean, I'll get used to it eventually. And I say that you are clearly lying. What are you talking about? There is no way you could have seen the bomb's timer. After all, the bomb was concealed inside a stuffed animal. Mr. Tenate? How can you claim to know the bomb was about to go off when you couldn't even see the timer? But that is...
What? No!
That does seem like a glaring inconsistency indeed. Witness, how do you explain this?
Oh, well, Ooh, that was great, Mr. Wright. You found a contradiction right off the bat.
Always remember, Athena, when you find an inconsistency in a witness's testimony, there is always a reason behind it. It could be a lie, a hidden meaning, a secret. Whatever it is, it's up to us to dig it out.
And pointing out every contradiction we find is the best way to do it, right, boss?
Now the question is, what can we dig out of Mr. Tenate?
Well, let me see. No, there must be some mistake. Oh yes, of course, I remember now. The sound, I knew because of the sound.
Sound? What sound?
When the timer of this type of bomb is switched on, it beeps softly. Beep, beep, beep. It is the sound of the bomb counting down.
A beeping noise, you say? I suppose it would be possible to notice that, even with the bomb set in the stuffed animal.
I simply made a mistake. My bad.
Objection!
My bad, he says. How in the world did you hear such a tiny little sound all the way from the gallery?
Listening for the sound of a bomb's timer is an integral part of my work. I constantly undergo training so that I will never miss it.
I hardly think training would help you hear something so soft from so far away. What now?
Are you making light of the fine science of disarming bombs? It is a solemn mission that I put my life on the line to perform. What kind of specialist would I be if I could not hear a bomb's timer? It's not like disassembling a toaster, you know.
Now he's just showing off. Clink.
You keep asserting that the sound was too tiny to hear, but the only tiny thing here is your skill as a lawyer. I thought I was going to say something else. Being suspicious is not an attractive quality, you know.
I don't know. You know what they say about sussy people? And you're just overflowing with attractive qualities, are you?
Oh, perhaps you have some proof that Mr. Tonate did not hear the sound.
Well, no, but... it still seems totally suspect. I wonder if the court system now, since this is after Apollo Justice, I wonder if it uses the... what's it called? The jurist system, right? Because that's what Phoenix wanted to do. Now he's back for whatever reason, but it's going to be really hard to prove that he didn't hear something. If I have this correct, the prosecution's argument is that someone reactivated the bomb before it was brought into the courtroom. What I don't understand, Mr. Payne, is why you believe that person to be Miss Woods.
That's simple, Your Honor. Mr. Tennant happened to be there when it happened. He was there when the defendant rearmed the bomb.
What's this now?
It happened before the trial started. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. We brought the bomb to the lobby for the defense.
Ooh, new banger?
Bomb equals evidence. The lawyer wanted to see it before the start of the trial. Looking for a chance to get at the bomb, Miss Woods was already there in that lobby. Her goal was surely to rearm the bomb and steal the remote switch.
The remote switch. Bring a bomb to court? Yeah, you know, as you do.
Yes, the switch that controls the bomb remotely. Duh. It has been missing ever since the incident.
It was stolen just before the blast and is now missing. What is that emote? Okay.
I am partially to blame.
It is amazing. Never seen anything like it.
I left the bomb and remote on top of the transport case, and they were rearmed and stolen while I was talking with the lawyer.
Okay, what is that one? Oh, it's not animated.
The defendant then used the remote from inside the courtroom to start the timer.
Objection!
How can you assert so unequivocally that the bomb was rearmed in the lobby?
Objection!
That is the best one.
The bomb was safely secured in the transport case. The only time it was outside of the case was in that lobby. Therefore, that was the one and only opportunity anyone had to meddle with it.
Someone other than Mr. Tennant could have opened the case and taken the bomb out. Kane looks like he has a 2P on. Well, he might. Unconfirmed.
Impossible. The transporter case is assigned exclusively to me. Do you see this number here? That is my identification number. And I have the only key that can open the case.
Nevertheless. How much gel Phoenix Wright uses for his hair? He uses like 3 bottles every day. Mr. Payne's assertion is nothing more than conjecture. You have no proof that it was Miss Woods who stole the remote switch.
And by the same token, you have no proof that it wasn't her. But what I do have is a piece of evidence that proves the defendant handled the bomb.
Tail.
5 minutes, 24 seconds. 2.3 decaseconds. The defense's advantage lasted a mere 5 minutes.
Talk about a rotten hand. As long as they have their fingerprints as their trump card, I'm at a big disadvantage. MF's doing jury duty. True and real. It appears we will have to hear from the defendant herself once more.
I wholeheartedly agree, Your Honor. I would like to recall Miss Woods to the stand.
I trust you have no objections, Mr. Wright. worried about her condition, but we do need her testimony. On the other hand, I'm not sure I want to make Athena mad. I can read your feelings, you know, boss. Guess there's no hiding from her, huh? Don't worry. I know we need her testimony. I have the craziest story. If it's too crazy, don't say it, but I know you have the know-how, whether or not if you want to say it or not. But if anyone picks on her again, they'll pay. Guess she's already at anger level 1. Don't worry, I'll stop the proceedings before I let anything bad happen to her. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. Walking to first period, right? I walked at my teacher. Your teacher's hairline looked like a steep hill. Like, pointy? Like a widow's peak? Or like an inverse widow's peak? I'm guessing like a widow's peak, right? In that case, I will take my leave. But before I do, it was going up. Huh. Interesting. There is just one more thing. Mr. Wright, is it? Me? Yes. Ruler. Jeez. Dismantling bombs is my job. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try. This guy's hiding something. I just know it. This type of ruler. That's crazy. Why does one hair come like that? Now, if you will excuse me. You know, Tonate, you would be a lot safer if you didn't say anything like that. In court. Bailiff, please go out to the lobby and bring back the defendant. How does that not hurt her hair?
Junie! Hi, Athena.
She looks even worse off than before.
Don't worry, Junie. We're here for you. Thanks, Athena. I'll do my best, too. You left the courtroom because you bear resentment against the courts, correct? No, of course not. What's that you say? I can barely hear you. I haven't done anything wrong. This prosecutor's scary.
Objection!
What an impudent little girl. Stop acting innocent and tell the truth.
This is getting ugly.
You rearmed the bomb because you wanted to blow up the courthouse. Admit it. That's why you went to the lobby where Mr. Justice was, isn't that right?
She's dead.
Mr. Wright, can I go give that prosecutor a smack?
What? Of course not. Do we have to review Courtroom Manners 101 again?
I can't let a creep that bullies innocent girls like this off so easily.
I haven't forgotten about how he treated you.
Don't worry about me. Go help Junie.
That wasn't the right word, but yeah, we'll roll with it.
Her heart's crying out. She's so scared. So very scared.
It's like Athena's picking something up with her heightened sense of hearing. That's her superpower, better hearing. So Trucy's and Apollo's superpower is like better vision. Huh. When are we gonna have the tasting lawyer? He's gonna lick all the witnesses. Or the smelling lawyer. He's gonna just sniff them all. Sniff out the truth. And it sounds like this time it's the voice of Miss Woods' heart.
Don't deny it. You stole the remote switch and used it in the courtroom, didn't you?
Objection!
Your Honor, please put a stop to this. That objection sounds really familiar. Is that Wendy Lee?
Mr. Payne is badgering the defendant.
Yes, Miss Woods does seem quite frightened. Mr. Payne, I ask that you behave more like a gentleman.
Athena, a little baddie?
Yeah, she's pretty bad. She's kinda bad though.
But you know, Your Honor, there's no more gentleman in this world than I. As if a gentleman, or even a gentleman, would behave like he does. Don't let that rude ruffian win. Tina. How dare you call a gentleman such as I a rude ruffian? I'll have you know, I attend a manners class every Saturday.
If you need to go to a manners class, then there's something wrong with you.
I'm more than just a mere gentleman. I'm a genteel man. Not when you're terrorizing a young lady, you're not. I'd demand my money back for that manners class if I were you.
I should probably be the adult here and stop the two of them, but Mr. Payne, that will be enough.
Certainly, Your Honor. No further questions. Let's move on to the defendant's testimony. Miss Woods, please share with the court what you were doing when the bomb went off.
Ooh, the fly-in text. The 3D text.
Well, that day, I was watching from the gallery. The bomb went off, and rubble started falling. It fell on top of me. Junie's clearly in pain, being forced to recall the bombing like this. She can't even get her words out.
This isn't going to work. So what now? Hey, wait a minute. Even if she can't vocalize what she wants to say, we can listen what's inside her heart. Yes, now's the perfect time to use Athena's power. You can hear it, can't you, Athena? Cries of Miss Woods' heart. What is this?
Yes, and they sound incredibly strained. She's so scared, I think she could collapse at any second.
Athena has a unique ability, you see. With her finely tuned sense of hearing, she can hear the words of a witness's heart. How does that work? I don't know. In essence, she can sense how a person is really feeling from the tone of their voice. Oh. That's it? I guess. She has super hearing. I guess super awareness? Guess it's all up to Athena and her special ability now. Athena, I want you to use the analytical psychology you studied. Listen to the testimony of Miss Woods' heart.
Okay, boss. I'll give it a go. After all, this is the whole reason I put all that effort into studying analytical psychology.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Let's do this.
So your holographic thingamabob can show us how Miss Woods is feeling, right?
In a nutshell, yes.
Wait. What happened to it being your power? Why do you need that thing?
The emotions and images that I picked up just now while listening to her testimony, I can enter all that into Widget and use the mood matrix to analyze them.
A mood matrix.
These mood markers here reflect fluctuations in Junie's emotions. When she feels happy or is enjoying the memory, the happy marker will light up.
I am, my initial impressions of this are mixed.
When she feels angry or frustrated, the angry marker will react.
When she feels sadness or is frightened by a memory, the sad marker will blink. When she feels surprised or confused, the surprise marker will let us know. So with your special ability in Widget's Mood Matrix program, track how Miss Woods is feeling as she testifies. Talk about the wonders of technology. Yep, now let's give it a shot. I'm picking up on some kind of discord. Discord? Or noise in Junie's heart. See here? This is what the noise looks like in the Mood Matrix. It's a result of inconsistencies between her testimony and her feelings. If we can pinpoint these inconsistencies, the noise level should drop. Okay, it's time to listen to Miss Woods' true testimony. Mood Matrix time. Well, that day, I was watching from the gallery. Cough, cough. The bomb went off. Cough. And rubble started falling. Of course, she'd be surprised there. It fell on top of me, and she's happy about that. Interesting. I think I have a good grasp on Junie's emotional state now. I mean, it's a neat idea, but boiling everything down into only 4 emotions? I mean, there's only so much you can do, right? Making a game like this, you have to put some constraints on it, but there's more emotions than just those 4. Come on. This power of Athena's is incredible. And I'm seeing an unexpected emotion that's inconsistent with the content of her testimony. What? Already? Look at this. When she says it fell on top of me, the happy marker is reacting. Well, look at that. That is odd. There must be a reason for this contradictory emotion. We just need to do some digging. At least the art in that mood matrix thing was pretty cool. When you find an unexpected emotion, touch pinpoint, and then select the unexpected emotion or reaction from the 4 mood markers. Okay. What's the unexpected emotion?
Got it.
Widget is registering joy when Miss Woods recalls the rubble falling on her. There must be a reason for this unexpected emotion. Miss Woods? As the rubble was falling, there was also something that made you feel happy?
What?
Mr. Wright, the feeling of happiness is spreading through Junie's heart. Keep going on that, this point, and I bet Junie will start to calm down. Great. Let's hear what she has to say.
Just as I was about to escape the courtroom, the bomb went off. I was so startled, I tripped. And then rubble started falling on top of me. I really thought I was done for. But just then,
Holy shit. She's so fast.
Apollo came and rescued me.
Oh. She has the hots for Apollo.
Apollo? He used his own body to shield me from the rubble.
So that's when he sustained those injuries.
Huh. How do you feel, Junie? Did talking about Apollo give you some courage? Yes, Apollo is just like the sun, strong and bright and warm. Just talking about him makes me feel like a leaf undergoing photosynthesis.
And see? Your coughing stopped all of a sudden.
Oh, you're right. Thank you, Athena.
50%, huh? Looks like we were able to draw out some new testimony.
Hee. Pretty neat, huh? But there's still some noise left, meaning there must still be some discord in Junie's heart.
Guess we'll have to keep going then.
Let me input this new information and update the mood matrix, and we'll be good to go. You remember what to do, right?
When I find an unexpected emotion, I should touch pinpoint? L.
That's right. And then you select the unexpected emotion from the mood markers. If we can find the reason for the discord in her heart, then we should be able to draw even more new testimony out.
Tried to run, but I was too slow. If I could get away, the bomb went off. So I startled, I tripped, and then rubble started falling on me. Thought I was done for.
Let's go, Apollo!
Okay, that makes sense.
I can sense some discord in Junie's heart when I listen to her voice. There must be an unexpected emotion here somewhere.
I feel like fear is pretty expected when something is about to fucking collapse on you. Or is it sadness? The blue is sadness, right? Or is it fear? Get it, Athena, I get it. Alright, well, let's go with this, I guess. It has to be this.
Got it.
You were happy when Mr. Justice rescued you, weren't you?
Yes, I was really happy.
But was there also something that, something you felt sad about at the same time?
Sad?
The reason I ask is, when you were describing how you were rescued, we sensed a little sadness too.
Oh, I think it's probably because of a bum rap.
A what? A bum-wrapped Rhiney? Bum-wrapped Rhiney? Well, what do you know? Something new.
That's right. I brought my stuffed animal, Bum Rap Riney, to watch the trial with me. Bum Rap Riney and Phony Fancy are brothers.
Who knew that the legal world could inspire a whole line of merchandise?
I had Bum Rap Riney with me while I was watching the trial. But it wasn't until Apollo saved me that I realized I'd lost him as I was running away. My poor Riney, a victim of that terrible bomb. Oh, I know. You can see what he looks like in this poster.
No more bum raps. Oh, it's a rhino.
It's for the campaign to eradicate fake evidence and false charges.
Phony Fancy and bum rap Rhiney, huh? What is a bum rap? Nothing against the campaign, but why an elephant and a rhinoceros?
Mr. Wright, I don't sense any discord in Junie's heart anymore.
Discord is over. Nature is healing. So I guess that means we managed to draw out all her testimony.
That's right. I'll just make an update with the new info and we'll have the whole picture. So do you think her new testimony will help?
It will, because Bumrap Rhiney's tail is actually this tail. Right? They have the same tails, I think. According to that picture earlier. Absolutely. I don't know what I would have done without you, Athena. So Bumrap Rhiney was in that courtroom when the bomb went off. Now that we know that, it changes the meaning of that other piece of evidence. All I have to do is present it. The right statement.
Now she has the plushie in her lap. That's cute. I was watching in the gallery with Bumrap Riney. I tried to run, but I was too slow. Before I could get out of the courtroom, the bomb went off.
Okay, startled I tripped, then rubble started falling. I thought I was done for. Apollo came and rescued me. Go back. Let's present this.
Objection!
Miss Woods, I know this trial has been very hard for you. You can relax now. You are, without a doubt, innocent. Mr. Wright, what wild assertion are you making now? My wild assertion is simply this. The two stuffed animals mixed up. The tail the defendant's fingerprints were found on wasn't that of Phony Fancy. It was the tale of her gallery companion, Bum Rap Riney. Oh,
Objection!
new banger.
What? What nonsense is that? I can see they're both stuffed animals, yes, but they're completely different characters. An elephant and a rhino. They're as distinct as a defense lawyer and a prosecutor.
But are they really so different?
You and I aren't so different. Spider-Man?
Both defense lawyers and prosecutors strive to protect the peace through law.
Even elephants and rhinos have some similar characteristics. They're both gray, for example.
That's not what I was thinking of, but you go, Athena. You go, girl. Anyway, this poster is all I need to prove my assertion to be true. If I may direct the court's attention here, you'll clearly see how the two got mixed up. Here we go. Tail.
Take that!
Whoa! Would you look at that? The two tails are exactly the same. Yes, exactly. The two stuffed animals are based on entirely different animals, but the design of their tails is exactly the same.
Ah!
It came off, holy shit. Order in the court. As long as the possibility exists that the tail belongs to Bumrap Riney, we can no longer consider it to be a decisive proof. That the defendant handled the bomb. As things stand, I consider the charges against the accused unsubstantiated. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Payne?
Yes, of course. Your Honor. Oh, that was great, Mr. Wright. You turned things right around.
Yeah, it's not over yet, but at least we managed to hold out this long. Excuse me. I believe that brings our proceedings for today to a close. Mr. Payne, I'm afraid you have some serious investigating ahead of you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Let's reconvene tomorrow.
Wait, can't we just prove her innocent already? Like, there's no way she's the culprit.
So, I mean, it's the Phoenix Wright world, where everyone is guilty until proven innocent, and we actually find the actual culprit in court. Court is adjourned. December 17, 11:56 a.m. District Court. Defendant. Lobby. Number 5. I wonder when this game came out. I wonder how long it was between Apologistus and this game. That's cute.
That was so exciting, boss. We did it. True to form, you managed to just barely pull it off at the very last moment.
True to form? Gee, I never knew you had such a glowing opinion of me.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
You did great, Miss Woods. You really stuck it out. Her cough's gone. For now, I think.
And you got really brave at the end. Just when we needed you most, Junie. Thanks to you, we were able to turn things around. Well, you were the one who gave me that courage, Thena. Really? Yeah, thanks. So, to be honest, was I any help at all?
What is this? Okay, Thena's adorable. Of course. What is that face? Without you, we would have never gotten out of that tight spot.
That's good to hear. I may still have a lot to learn, but you can bet I'm going to give it my all. I'll be so good that one day, you'll call me your partner.
That's what I like to hear. Analytical psychology. The ability to solve the riddles of a person's heart. Thena's true potential is beginning to really shine through now.
Hey, where's Apollo anyway?
Oh, she does like a little thing with her earring too. And the animation in this game, you lose a little bit of the charm when you move to 3D from sprites, but stuff like this looks really good. Good question. I almost forgot about him. I assumed he'd still be here in the lobby. Come on, how could you forget about your legal nephew? Right. But he is Phoenix's nephew, right? Technically? Because Trucy is Phoenix's daughter, and Apollo and Trucy are siblings.
Oh, I know. Maybe he's still in courtroom number 4.
Courtroom number 4. What would he be doing at the scene of the explosion?
When I came out to the lobby to rest, I told Apollo about Bumrap Riney. I told him I dropped Riney in the courtroom as I was trying to escape before the blast. And then Apollo said he had an idea where Riney might be, so he went to take a look together. Oh, so we went to take a look together. Huh. I guess Apollo can be pretty nice when he wants to be.
Ouch. So you went looking for Riney together before you were called back into courtroom number 5.
Yes. I'd had some time to rest, so I was able to go and look for him. But then they called me into courtroom number 5 to testify. Apollo insisted on staying there, though. With all those injuries? I wonder how he's managing. I think Apollo might have figured something out.
Wonder what it was.
He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper.
Just maybe. He found some new piece of evidence?
Anyway, we better go and get him.
Good idea. I hope I get to play as all 3 of these, lawyers. From their perspectives. It would be a waste to not have that. Wouldn't you agree? It's 12:11 p.m. Courtroom number 4. Oh? Cutscene. Anime.
Where are you, Apollo? Trial's over for today. Come on, I know you're...
Oh, that's definitely Wendy Lee.
No.
Shit, he's fucking dead. Wait, they can't kill him. He just had his own game. Can't do him like that. I refuse to believe he's dead. To be continued. I didn't think we'd have, anime cutscenes in the middle of the case. That's crazy. Save? Sure. 2 save slots. The technology is here. December 18th, 9:34 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. This isn't exactly how I envisioned the second day of this trial to start. But given how things ended up yesterday... Good morning. The mood sure is tense. Not that that's any surprise.
Oh, hey, did you read the paper this morning, boss?
Huh? The paper? That came out of left field.
You didn't read it? Then you don't know the big news. Somebody spotted an abominable snowman way up in the mountains.
Tell me you know the difference between a paper and a tablet, Athena.
It might show up in the forest where you live, Judy. So you better watch out, okay? You really should read the story for yourself. I couldn't even begin to do it justice. Justice? Huh?
Oh no, Athena.
Poor Apollo. And it's all my fault. Athena! Junie, what was I thinking? I'm so sorry.
What we found yesterday was not Apollo's dead body. Thank goodness. Yeah, there's no way. He'd been assaulted by someone with a blow to his head and was lying unconscious. We rushed him to the hospital right away, and it looks like he's going to pull through. But it was still quite a shock to stumble onto a scene like that. Is Miss Woods alright, Athena?
Well, I managed to get her to stop crying. Now she's resting on that sofa over there.
She really feels responsible for what happened to Apollo.
Poor Junie. She believes that the reason Apollo was attacked is because he was helping her look for something in that courtroom.
Oh? I guess I can see why she'd think that. You know, I should take a look at my court record. Haven't really analyzed my, new evidence yet. If there is anything to inspect. Let's see, we have the button... On transport case. It has details, but it's just the picture. Alright, never mind. Wait. Got profiles. Apollo Justice, 23 now. And Juniper is 18. Candace Arm. Candace Arm fit in yo butt? Let's see. Athena Psyches. 18? What? How are they getting all these 18-year-old lawyers in the courtroom? I thought Von Karma was like an exception. That's crazy. Gasp in pain. Younger brother of another prosecutor I know. Oh, because it's like gasp in pain. Ha ha ha. And the other one is winced. He winced in pain. And it's Ted-tonate, because it's like debt backwards, so it would be detonate. Ha ha ha. I know it might sound like I'm not amused by these names, but I am. I am. I do enjoy a good pun. By the way, how are you doing?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. I know you're concerned about Miss Woods, but are you alright?
Me? I'm doing just fine, boss. I mean, yeah, it was a huge shock, but I'm alright.
Athena does not look 18 at all. Maybe it's the suit.
People who studied analytical psychology are great at times like these.
After all, they've learned how to control their own emotions too. Somehow, I don't think it's as easy as she makes it sound. Like 18? That means you're fresh out of high school. I don't think you have time to like study analytical psychology that much and become a lawyer in that short a time. I shouldn't question this. This is the Phoenix Wright, like, wacky universe. The goofy trial system, the goofy justice system. Yeah. Who cares? But there's no denying that she's a real trooper. Who cares? Athena's cute. That's all that matters. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he?
Yeah. He can't recall anything from the time right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in courtroom number 4, or who assaulted him. The doctor said it's probably due to that hit he took to the head.
Assaulted in a court of law and losing your memory at that. I know how that feels. The good old... What was it that knocked him out? Fire extinguisher? I remember.
But who in the world would do such a thing, Mr. Wright?
Just
Just wait until I get my hands on the coward who hurt our Apollo.
Now, Athena. I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. Let's just focus on helping Miss Woods, okay? But I admit, I'm just as upset as you.
Okay, boss. You're right. Paul's assailant can wait until after we clear Junie's name.
That's the spirit. Now, let's see. Better check the court record one more time before the trial starts. I already did that. Memory serves, when I have more than 6 pieces of evidence, I should be able to switch pages with... or...
Earth to Wright. I'm ready whenever you are.
Alright, let's get ready to rumble.
You bet.
With everything that happened with Apollo, I didn't have time for a proper investigation. Can't let that stop me, though. I have to get this right. For Miss Wood's sake, and for Apollo's, too. Time for day 2. This is the tutorial trial, so I can't imagine this would be longer than 3 days. Maybe this is probably the last day of the trial. 9:50 a.m. Courtroom number 5. A door opening sequence is pretty cool, though, I gotta admit. We will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Defense is also ready, Your Honor. Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further their investigation. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question?
I'm afraid the remote switch is still missing, Your Honor.
I will say, the switch to 3D is a lot more elegant in this game than like a lot of other games that I've seen. For example, Virtue's Last Reward. I love that game. But yeah, its graphics can be a little rough at times. I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Ah, looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am.
There is a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial.
A separate matter, you say? And what might that be?
I assume you are aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial. Speaking, of course, of the assault on Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4.
Uh-oh. Why is he bringing that up? Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been. For Mr. Justice.
At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Miss Juniper Woods.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. He isn't going where I think he's going with this. Is he?
The prosecution wishes to indict Miss Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault.
Order the court. Mr. Payne, the incident under deliberation here is the courtroom bombing. The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial.
But I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. As you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found.
Got the diagram?
The question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice?
Why indeed? What do you believe their motive to be, Mr. Payne?
I believe Mr. Justice found something in that courtroom while Miss Woods was with him. Evidence that fingered her, as the perpetrator of the bombing fingered, huh?
You mean he found some incriminating evidence?
Precisely, and so I surmise that the defendant picked up a piece of rubble and hit Mr. Justice on the back of the head in order to silence him.
Okay, but what's your evidence for the defendant? Like, you can't just say it was the defendant. It could be anyone.
Objection!
Junie would never do such a thing. She was devastated when we found Apollo hurt like that.
Miss Psyches, please control your outbursts.
It is the prosecution's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, he will draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself.
Very well. Miss Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice. Oh, come on. What? Why are you listening to Mr. Toupee? Is it Toupee or Toupee? I don't know. I think it's Toupee. Although, considering our conversation yesterday, I think Apollo might have figured something out. Wonder what it was. He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. Maybe the two incidents really are related after all.
I'd like to start by hearing from the defendant herself.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Miss Woods to the witness stand. Need more water. Oh, now she's coughing again.
I'm sorry. I can't seem to stop. Oh.
Miss Woods. Guess she's still really upset about Apollo.
Miss Woods, you went to the ruins of courtroom number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not?
Yes, I did.
Good, good. If you would then, please testify about what happened at the court.
Alone with Apollo.
During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom ruins together. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swear I didn't attack Apollo. Why had I ever hurt such a kind person?
So Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling unwell. What an admirable young man. I thought his loud voice was his only outstanding feature.
He may look like a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice too.
Wow, this is just... Yeah, I hope she didn't hurt her wrist backhanding that one out. This is just the bully Apollo trial. Jeez. One has to wonder, why did Mr. Justice stay behind in the ruins?
I think Apollo might have figured some... yeah, I think Apollo might have figured something out.
Thought I was using the wrong voice there, but no, it was the right one. Something? What kind of something?
Something to do with courtroom bombing kind of something, I think.
Oh, new evidence for the case, was it? That's a very big kind of something indeed.
I believe so. He mentioned looking for some evidence when I was called away.
Objection!
Just as I thought, there is a connection between the two incidents. But the defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor.
What lie is that?
When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, she attacked him. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy that evidence. No, I never...
Objection!
Miss Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence. We found the proof of our foul deed there in the courtroom ruins.
What? What on earth? That was not there when we saw him.
Do you see it? There in front of Mr. Justice's right hand. Witness the message he left us.
It's written in blood. W-O-O-D-S? What, isn't that?
That's right, Your Honor. It says Woods in capital letters. What? I submit that Mr. Justice left office with the name of his attacker before he fainted. No, that can't be true. Why would Apollo write my name? Mr. Wright, the nerve of him to be leaving that message. Why would he do this?
Hey, don't take it out on me. I don't understand it any more than you do. We discovered Apollo yesterday. Apollo!
No. Ah!
We didn't have a chance to rush over him. As soon as security heard Athena scream, they ran in and cordoned off the area. For that, they were in courtroom number 4 with Apollo the whole time. We couldn't investigate anything ourselves and had to leave everything to the police. Still, I never thought they would find some bloody writing there. Now then, please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Well, if he was assaulted like that, he would be knocked out instantly. There's no way he would be able to leave writing like that, obviously.
Hold it!
Hold it. Do you always cough when you get nervous, Miss Woods?
Yes. Oh, oh.
Mr. Wright, please do not make Miss Woods nervous by pressing her so ruthlessly. I barely even qualified as a quasi-question.
Let's help her relax with a little small talk before we dive into the cross-examination. You know, ask her about her hobbies and her crushes and stuff.
Oh, I think I know her crush, but we can go into hobbies. Her crushes? Really? I don't know about this. Come on, Phoenix, you know. She even made like a hard crochet. Or is it crochet or is it knitting? It's knitting, right? Sorry, I'm not very well versed in the hobby.
Hold it!
Why exactly did you go to the courtroom ruins?
We went to look for my medicine. To stop my coughing.
You have medicine, huh? Your medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4?
I dropped it in the heat of the moment. Bumrat Briny. He was keeping my medicine safe for me. He has a little compartment that I can put things in, you see.
Tony Fancy has the same type of pocket. That's where the bomb was inserted.
I'd put my medicine for my coughing fits inside Bumrat Briny. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there. I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand. So when we got inside, Apollo went straight there. He started looking for my Rhiny in that area. It was so nice of him to do that for me, in spite of all his injuries. Apollo is so strong and kind. I like the tree, just like the trees of the forest.
The way she makes him sound, you'd think Apollo was some kind of ancient god. Oh wait. Oh wait. So that's why you went to the ruins. I see. That seems to be quite an important fact. Please add it to your testimony, Miss Woods. Near the witness stand where there was no rubble. Let's check the diagram. Where there was no rubble. I don't know, this looks like a lot of rubble to me.
Hold it!
Area around the witness stand? Are you sure about that?
I'm sorry. Did I say something wrong?
No, of course not. I was just testing my hearing. Let's not upset her. Must not upset her.
Yes, I'm sure that's where we searched first.
Hold it!
Was when you were called to the stand after Mr. Tonate's testimony, right?
Yes, the bailiff came to courtroom number 4 and brought me back to this courtroom.
And what about Mr. Justice? Did he come with you, or did he just stay behind?
Hold it!
stood behind. Better not ask her about Apollo. I know. I'll use some small talk here to get her to relax a bit. Do you have any hobbies, Miss Woods?
Hobbies? Oh, well, I love growing vegetables in my garden. And I love to knit. I like sewing too.
It is knitting.
I made this outfit myself.
Wow.
Keep it up, Mr. Wright. It's working.
Ask her if she has a crush on anyone. Is there anyone in particular you like right now?
Objection!
What is this?
Mr. Wright, is that question even remotely related to this case?
To this case? Not really. Mr. Wright, you will refrain from asking questions unrelated to the case at hand. Sorry. -1 to brownie points.
Miss Woods, please continue with your testimony. I believe you were telling the court about your attack of Mr. Justice.
Hold it!
So you think Mr. Justice is kind?
Yes, very kind. He rescued me. He's like the sun, strong and warm. He makes me feel strong too.
The only adjectives I associate with the sun are sweltering and oppressive. I dislike the heat. Phoenix, you understand. You get me.
When Apollo got hurt, but then Apollo got hurt, and
It's all my fault.
Junie, Apollo's going to be fine. He's just like the sun, right? Well, the sun doesn't just drop out of the sky. You really think he'll be fine? Yeah. But the sun does go down at night. And then that means Apollo could...
Mr. Payne, I do not think much of men who make young ladies cry.
Yeah! So Apollo was trying to help Juniper. Who knew that Apollo could be such a sweetheart?
It must have been pretty hard on him too, with all that rubble everywhere.
Now that I think about it, there's something odd about what Apollo was able to do.
You know, considering what Miss Woods said just now, I think you're right. That courtroom was in a very unusual state after all. Which leaves the million-dollar question. What would explain this contradiction? Anyway, let's see what happens when I present what I suspect is our answer. Huh. There was no rubble, so then we present the map. Yes?
Objection!
Yes. So he started his search with a witness stand, you say?
That's right. I guess maybe he wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. He was being so brave. No, and strong.
But that's odd. Under the circumstances, he shouldn't have been capable of that.
But he was, and he still is. He might not look it, but he really is brave and kind too.
No, that's not the part I'm finding fault with. Someone has a crush on Apollo. Hey, Apollo has some fans out there. What are you claiming? What you are claiming is something that no one should have been able to do. I should think that anyone can be brave and kind if they wanted to be, Mr. Wright. True, anyone can be brave and kind, but if you would please look at this diagram. With the courtroom in this state, how was it possible to walk up to the witness stand?
Oh,
I see your point. The rubble blocks off access to the area around the witness stand.
does such a tiny inconsistency even matter? Perhaps the witness is simply misremembering it.
Wait, no, I'm not so sure it matters.
A real man doesn't make mountains out of molehills, you know.
That's precisely what Mr. Wright does best. Slander, Your Honor. So, was it really impossible to approach the witness stand? I have to say, it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy just from this diagram. Mr. Payne, do you have any other photos of the crime scene?
Let me see, Your Honor. Ah, yes, I have one more.
Oh,
Here it is. It's a more pulled-back version of the photo I presented before.
there's the cart. Huh? What's that hunk of metal and wheels? Mr. Payne, is the metallic object in that photo Mr. Tonate's bomb transport case?
That's right. Is there some problem?
Oh yes, the transport case was there in courtroom number 4 when the bomb went off. It must have been there ever since.
Oh, that's it.
Miss Woods, have you remembered something?
Yes, I just realized. Its position. It's different from before.
Its position. The position of what?
The position of that big metal thing.
Bomb transport case.
Yes, when Apollo and I went there, it was in a different place. Where the case is in the photo was open space, so it was easy to search the stand.
I see. So, where was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it?
As I recall, I think it was more to the right.
To the right. And that means, in that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack. It was pre-written. The message was pre-written?
Who cares where the transport case was when? What difference does it make? It has nothing to do.
Objection!
I can't even read.
Where the transport case was has everything to do with this discussion. In fact, it's so important that it's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear.
What?
Well, that certainly sounds very relevant indeed. And you sound as though you know where the case was at the time of the attack. Yes, Your Honor. The diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault on Mr. Justice. Alright, I got this. The bomb transport case was here at the time of Apollo's attack. It must be here.
Take that!
Easy. Your Honor, I assert that this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault. But that's...
Inconceivable.
Miss Woods, was this where the transport case was when you saw it?
Yes, that's where it was.
Thank you, Miss Woods. I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about the position. The transport case covers up the writing in blood. Exactly. If the transport case was in that position at the time of the assault, then no message could have been written there, because the case was in the way. Oh. I got that completely wrong. It wasn't pre-written. How did I think it was pre-written? I mean, it could have been pre-written, but this explanation makes way more sense. Which leads us to conclude that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing. Excuse me.
Why should we believe the defendant's claim that the case was in a different position? She's obviously right. She's obviously lying. I don't know what's going on with me.
The fact the case was moved after the assault of Mr. Justice is proved by more than Mrs. Woods' testimony alone.
What? Where's this proof you're talking about?
It's right here in the crime photo. I'm keen to see this proof myself, Mr. Wright. What in this photo indicates that the transport case was moved after the assault? Ah, you have tread marks on top of Apollo's bandage right here.
Take that!
Please take a look at the mark that runs over Mr. Justice's bandages here. I see it, but what is it? This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport case carrying the bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transport case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice. Then, after Mr. Justice was assaulted, the transport case was moved.
What?
Just as Miss Woods said, the case was covering the writing at the time of the assault. Wait, the case was covering the writing, so it was pre-written. Therefore, it was impossible for Mr. Justice to have left that message in blood. Wait, it wasn't. He's just saying that. Who's covering it?
No! You did it, boss. It was a real nail biter, but you pulled it off.
Yep. That should bring down the prosecution's claim like a house of cards. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, that was a very clever deduction. Haha, it was nothing, Your Honor. Nothing but pure genius. Take that!
Boss, I'm sensing a definite smug and braggy vibe coming off you. Oh.
I just have one question, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? If Mr. Justice didn't leave this message in blood, then who did? Huh?
What? Oh.
Well... Looks like I should have taken that train of thought through to the last station.
Well. I've heard a lot about this. Oh, this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it?
Yes, bluffing. I bluff by showing irrefutable evidence. Oh, this feeling. It brings back memories of the old days. How old is Phoenix right now? Do I have a profile for you? No. I have a profile for everyone except Nick. Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through thick and thin.
Gee, Mr. Wright. The judge kind of makes you sound no better than a 2-bit con man. You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. No, I'd like to hear your answer with just as much confidence.
Hey, until the judge asked the question, you didn't catch on either, Buster.
What now, boss? I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner.
Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way through this. To dig my way to the truth somehow. Zoom in. Who could have written that message in blood? Apollo, of course. No, it's the culprit. Apollo didn't leave that bloody writing.
Maybe it was Apollo's attacker who wrote it, and made it look like Apollo did it.
That seems like the most reasonable explanation.
But wait a minute. I just realized something, boss.
What is it?
Look at the amount of blood in the photo. It doesn't look like Apollo bled very much. I wonder if it's even possible to write out Woods with just this much.
Hey, you're right. I think Apollo didn't lose that much blood. That might be a factor in why he survived the assault.
Since there was so little blood, it pretty much rules out his attacker, huh?
I guess so, but if it wasn't his attacker, then who else could have been? Someone else? Wait. It's not Arm, is it? She was the one who was bleeding out in the courtroom, but I thought she was confirmed dead. I mean, I can't really think of anyone else who has that much blood. Maybe... No. Arm's blood was moved? Or was it still there? I don't know. I'm gonna present Arm.
Take that!
To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this. But I've come this far. There's no turning back now. So, the real culprit took Arm's blood and wrote Woods next to Apollo. Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood at this crime scene. A person who shed blood. You don't mean... Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who left behind this message in blood. What?
What? Detective Arm? Are you sure you know what you're doing here?
Not really.
Objection!
What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? You got said that the attacker left the message to throw people off. Might have made sense.
At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message.
Oh.
Oh, I see. Even the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters. And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case.
But why would Detective Arm write the defendant's name? There's no connection between the two whatsoever.
Wait, I need to check if Arm is dead or not. Yeah, she is dead. Cause of death. She's the victim. She is dead. This is a murder trial.
I didn't even know the lady who was killed. Anyway, the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and the defendant. They had never even met each other.
That's very true. Well then, let's see. Then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be. The intended meaning?
Not what it appears to be?
Maybe the message was not intended to be woods. Oh, don't tell me it's a number. Hold on. Court record. What's your number again? L10015R. Ah, I see. There's... You can see the 1. Oh, you can see the L. And then they connected a line to the 1 to make W. Then you have 0, 0. And you have 1. And then you can turn that into a D pretty easily. And then the S is actually a 5. So that's the true culprit. And then R is like kind of... It's kind of broken. So that's the ID number of Mr. Bomberman, who is the true culprit. Easy. Coming from you, that's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright. You wish to assert that this bloody writing could have had some other meaning? Yes, Your Honor. There's something I pulled out of a wormhole. It could turn out to be true, right? If this game was better, Phoenix would say, I pulled out of my ass.
Objection!
It clearly says woods, as anyone can plainly see. What other meaning could it possibly have?
Objection!
Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe woods only means something to the police. The police scanner code, for example. I didn't think of that.
You may have tricked his honor, but you'll never get the best of me. I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed. And there is no such radio code as woods in this state, dear Mr. Wright.
Oh, are we still in Japan, America? Or America that's very Japan-like? Is that a fact?
Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes.
Athena, you literally have a computer right there. Google anything. Enough of this. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. If they can't substantiate it with anything, then I must end things here. No, please wait, Your Honor. Well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing? Well, I believe it's... And no stalling. If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over. Well, am I gonna be timed? What other meaning could it have besides the obvious one? Maybe it means something in another language. Or maybe it's a code. Think, Phoenix. You can do this. Which piece of evidence will tell us what the word woods really means? This. There we go.
Take that!
The bomb transport case. I got up to here with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L10015R. Doesn't the string look vaguely familiar? L100. What does that have to do with anything?
What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case at hand?
Now please take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo.
Oh, I think I see it.
That a girl. That's one on my side. It says Woods. Or, you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. The first character is in a W. It's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros. Oh, my goodness! The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Miss Woods' name. It's the number engraved on this bomb transport case.
Objection!
What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says a D.
Objection!
But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. Race one line. All you have to do is erase one line from the writing. Wait, is it just the D? No, it's 2 lines then. Damn it. Erase one line from where? Anywhere you like. Anywhere you like. Anywhere I'd like. Alright, I'll erase one of the O's. Wads? And what is that supposed to mean? Your state of mind. I believe it stands for wise, optimistic, dauntless, and serene.
Boss, what in the world? This is no time for a psychology test.
Oh, that's my first penalty. I can't exactly say my state of mind is. I can't say my state of mind is exactly serene right now, Mr. Wright. I guess erasing just one line won't do the trick. Mr. Wright, please refrain from making things up as you go along. Now try again. Alright, fine. It's 2 lines. Read it backwards. Please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D. Ooh. Well, would you look at that? Lois? No, Your Honor. It isn't meant to be read as a word. The number L1005, L10015, which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case.
Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say. Well, I can change anything into anything else simply by erasing 2 lines. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy as Mr. Wright?
Well, would you, Mr. Wright? The only right spelling is right. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here, and I think I've drawn the right conclusion. Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people.
What?
The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number, but whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message.
If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us?
Good question. What does this number represent?
Do you see this number here? That is my identification number.
Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have had one purpose.
No!
Tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing. Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name. The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than Ted Tonate.
Take that!
The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Tonate on the charge of the courtroom bombing. Ted Tonate. Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tonate's only specialty. Somehow the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So when she was caught in the blast, she left this bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tonate's own ID number to finger him for the crime.
Objection!
Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID number? Wouldn't they simply write the person's name?
He's got a good point there. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright? And only Detective Arm would know the answer to that. But allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm can recall Mr. Tonate's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other.
Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing.
But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains, she wrote Mr. Tonate's ID number.
Objection!
Now, just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. That bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. If Detective Arm had left a message, it should have been found at the time.
Objection!
Naturally, Mr. Tonate hid it before anyone could discover it. No one bothered to just roll it. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so.
What?
Mr. Tonate was able to cover the message up because he's... the first to find the body, I think. I remember. The first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tonate himself.
I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body.
Mr. Tonate saw that the victim had written his ID number. He used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure.
Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case.
He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. He would look mighty sussy. So those letters lived on to serve another function. Mr. Tonate used them in another incident. Oh, you assaulted Mr. Justice. Exactly. Mr. Tonate hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it. By adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind, he changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack.
So that means...
The only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber. It was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. That person is Ted Tonate.
Ah!
There goes his toupee. Order in the court. Order, I say. Looks like we will have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tonate take the witness stand.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright.
Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants.
Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try.
I've finally drawn Mr. Tonate back onto the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish goggle, man. Now watch me take your lies apart. Here we go. How you feeling, buddy? Mr. Tonate, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you.
I understand the situation, Your Honor. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery. The allegations are all laughable.
Objection!
I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tonate. The message in blood matches your ID number. Oh, it's right here. How convenient. The same ID number that is there on that bomb transport case.
Such a far-fetched theory. No better than a tangled ball of wires.
I'll have them untangled for you in no time at all. Oh, he talked. You're the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left a message in blood. You were the only one who could have hidden the writing, and then used it again later.
I see. ×2. But then again, let me ask you. Do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote that message?
That's a very good question. Well, do you, Mr. Wright? Best way to prove that Detective Arm wrote that message is to analyze the DNA. Your Honor, I request that a DNA test be performed on the blood itself. Once we know whose it is, it will be obvious as to who wrote the message. Very well. Bailiff, please put in a request for a DNA test with the forensics team. Oh, is this the return of Emma Skye? Yes, Your Honor. It will take some time before we have the results of the analysis. Until then, let's hear more from the witness.
I would like nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is.
Alright. Last one, hopefully.
I admit I was the first one in the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written that. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found.
So you're saying the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was?
Precisely. It is as plain as day that she could not have written it. It's true that the body was discovered near the entrance to the courtroom. Please have a look at this crime scene photo.
Look at this photograph.
As you can see, there's blood on the rubble near the victim's body. She must have died after hitting her head here.
Wait. I see. Time of death. So we have two pictures here. We have this one, and we have this one. Are there any inconsistencies? Let's look at her left hand. Look at her hands. So she's like that there. Her left hand is like kind of facing out. Like this. But her leg obscures her other hand here. I'm not really catching anything weird in the photos right now. Alright then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart?
I do.
Hold it!
Why were you the first person on the scene?
To secure the area. It is regulation for a bomb disposal specialist to enter first.
In other words, you had the opportunity to alter the bloody writing then, didn't you?
Well,
Objection!
Mr. Wright, please don't interrupt. Mr. Tony is about to give testimony that will show just how wrong your reasoning is.
Darn, I think he was just about to say something interesting, too.
When I went in and I saw the aftermath, well, it was quite the disaster.
Hold it!
You were able to tell this even with those goggles on?
These goggles, there's no way I could have missed something like that. You can see quite well with them. In fact, you can see every hair in your spiky head. Oh, you have a few grays, Mr. Wright.
I mean, he's getting old. What?
Poor Mr. Wright. We're always working so hard, keeping our office together.
Wait a minute, I don't have any gray hairs. Or do you?
Just kidding.
Objection!
I object to the witness's attempt to prematurely give me gray hair. Mr. Tornade, this court frowns upon untoward comments on a person's hair. or lack thereof.
I'm sensing a great sorrow coming from the judge.
My apologies, Your Honor. May I please continue with my testimony? No justice for bald people, huh?
Hold it!
She didn't write it. And who do you propose did?
Mr. Justice, of course. Just before dying, he wrote the name of his attacker, Juniper Woods. Final message from your poor subordinate.
Oh, Mr. Justice, I'm starting to get all misty-eyed. Apollo's not dead, folks.
So how can you be sure it wasn't Detective Arm who wrote the message? It is very simple.
I think this is the first time your assistant is on your left. I think every other game before this, your assistant was on your right.
She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance.
What's her cause of death? Caused by impact with a flat object. This is a pointy object. I mean, I guess it is flat, but the blood is all over the corner.
She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. If the victim's body and the writing are several yards away from each other, there's no way she could reach. Quite the conundrum.
That means something is off somewhere. There must be a contradiction.
Maybe the body was moved. That doesn't explain how blood got into the rubble.
It was done by the real culprit after the fact. If that's the case, then something about that might contradict evidence we have. You know, this piece of, like, floor had to have been removed or, like, broken, right? Probably moved somewhere. Perhaps, perhaps it's this. No, this looks way too large for it to be the art piece. She didn't die instantly, did she? Ugh. Any inconsistencies? Possibly. There doesn't appear to be blood on this slab on the bottom picture here.
Objection!
Aha! You're a terrible liar, Mr. Tate. Take a look at this autopsy, specifically the part about Detective Arm's head injury. Cause of death, trauma to back of head caused by an impact with a flat object. Yeah, so it's the flat versus pointy thing. Yes, what about it? Take a good look at the bloody piece of rubble. It's sharp and pointed. Oh. New breakdowns. Hey, boss, you're right. It is pointy. Just like your hair. That is odd, isn't it? What could be the meaning of this contradiction? I believe it means the victim did not hit her head on the piece of rubble. The blood stain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance.
Are you claiming the culprit moved the victim's body?
That's exactly what I'm claiming. The victim hit her head at some other location, most likely on the floor, or some other flat surface. And this location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found.
In that case, she definitely could have written the message.
Your Honor, I have the results of the bloodstain analysis. Oh, right on time. Oh, very good timing. Let's take a look. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood. As the defense claims, only the parts of the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood. It would appear that the defendant's assertion is correct after all. Huh.
Yes, you did it. You did it. You were right, boss.
Now I have to drive it home. I have to take a good look at the bloody writing analysis later. Okay, let's look at the analysis here. DNA analysis definitely proves the blood of the writing to be that of the victim, Candace Arm, age 27. However, the lines that were added later were found to be written in the blood of Apollo Justice, age 23. Mr. Tornade, it is now apparent that you have told several lies to this court. I hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself.
Fine, I will confess.
You will? Then why are you so calm?
This time I will tell the truth.
Oh boy. The truth.
It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote L10015R. I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad.
My bad. Lol. I see. So it is your assertion that you merely moved the body. Is that it?
That is correct. I did not kill Detective Arm.
Oh well, that's all you did then. Wait a minute. That in itself is a criminal act. Glad to see you finally crossed the finish line, Your Honor. Very well then. Cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright.
Hold it!
So you admit that you actually did see the bloody writing that Detective Arm left.
My bad. I should have said so from the outset.
And you're sure it was your ID number?
I am sure. It was definitely my ID number. That number was assigned exclusively to me by the police department. The number is assigned to my goggles as well.
So those funky things were provided by the police department?
Although these are special goggles customized by me personally. Speaking of personalized, these sunglasses of mine were custom made as well. They were specially created to be particularly dark and shiny.
Speaking of special, my gavel is made of mahogany and was custom made as well.
Everyone's just talking about their special things. What is this, show and tell?
It was specifically created to make a particularly loud and resounding sound. Now he's just testing it out. Wish I had something to brag about. Hey, you have your hair? Come on. Be all that. Be all of that as it may. I just want to reconfirm something bloody writing clearly. And that it was your ID number? That is correct. My ID number was written in blood on the floor. She very plainly wrote L10015R.
Hold it!
Hold it. It was written after the bomb went off in the courtroom? Right, I didn't know why she would write it, so that sent me into a panic. Sounds like you were in a bit of a tizzy. If I were in his shoes, I guess it would have psyched me out too. I can't imagine coming across the message, Psyche's written in blood. It's a gasping pain written in blood. It'd certainly make me gasp. Rest assured, Mr. Tornade, I understand how you must have felt. So you discovered your ID number written in blood at the scene, That is right, I saw it with my own eyes. It was very clearly L10015R. Give me a sec, I need more water. But I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for. Oh, sorry, that's the press.
Hold it!
Didn't you? The victim may have had special knowledge of who the bomber was. I have no idea what thoughts Detective Arm may have had inside her head. It is not like I ever dismantled her mind to check. Mr. Wright, if you have suspicions about the witness, let's see your proof. Evidence is everything in a court of law. Even school children know that. How many years have you been a defense attorney now? Give me some slack, will you? Don't feel bad, boss. You just got your attorney's badge back, after all. In that case, you're still more of a beginner than I am. I suppose I should be thankful you're not a licensed psychologist. Mr. Tornade, please continue with your testimony. With pleasure. My ID number was left at the scene, but...
Hold it!
I'm mistaken. Do you mean you had nothing to do with the explosion? That is correct. That is why I was shocked when I saw my ID number. The victim may have suspected Mr. Tornade for no reason other than the fact that, as the bomb specialist, he was in charge of the bomb. In other words, a false accusation. It's a vocational discrimination, I say. I do not support discrimination of any kind. Based judge. Well spoken, Your Honor. If the victim had been found to be killed with a gavel, Mr. Bluesuit over there probably would have pinned the crime on you. He would? Well, that just wouldn't do. Mr. Wright, if you dare try to pin anything on me, I will find you in contempt of court. I've never even tried to harm a hair on, strand on your beard, Your Honor. Well said, Mr. Payne. Because I am so closely associated with bombs, I was afraid I would be prosecuted if anyone saw the bloody writing.
Hold it!
My bad. You didn't think to clean away the bloody writing?
I didn't have time. By the time I found the message, the blood was already dry. The police were waiting just outside for me to secure the room. And I still had to move the body. I was in a panic. With no time to spare, I temporarily covered the writing with my case.
Don't you think the police would find it during their investigation?
Regulations stipulates only specialists may touch transport cases. Because of the danger, you see. I thought I would clean up the writing once they were finished. My bad. My bad? Does he really think that will just magically smooth everything over?
Let's try something else. And I don't think Detective Arm's dying message was just a mistake. You won't wriggle out of this that easily. What did Mr. Tornade see when he first discovered the bloody writing? There has to be a contradiction in his testimony somewhere. Oh, it's this one, because it doesn't say R in the, what's it called? In the picture. Let's do this.
Objection!
Nice. I just want to make doubly sure that L10015R is really what you saw written in blood.
Yes, it clearly said L10015R.
That's odd, because that's not what I see.
Objection!
What on earth are you babbling about now? Wasn't it you who claimed that the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place?
Take a good look at the photo and the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, does it really say L10015R?
Ow. Eep.
Something is missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Toadate?
Oh, right. Now I remember. There was no R in the end. It was just a slip of the finger. My bad.
Back, my beautiful contradiction. Come back.
Mr. Wright, I'm not so sure it was just a
I cannot talk.
I'm not so sure it was just a simple slip of the finger.
You have something for me, Athena?
I sense that he's extremely agitated, almost panicked.
He's pretty flustered. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that it was nothing more than a mere mistake. I don't know. Did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tornate really see it? He actually saw it, and then he moved it, right? Maybe Mr. Tornate really did see the R. There's no R anywhere in this bloody writing. What's going on here? I mean, there's something next to the S, right? Huh? Now that I take another good look at the photo, I think maybe that's it.
What is it now, Mr. Wright? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his cords of steel?
Cords of steel. So, got it. So that's what happened. A slip of the finger. Is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I propose that Mr. Tornate really did see the letter R. But the photo clearly shows that there is no R. No, Your Honor. Actually, just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tornate actually could have seen the R. If you're going to make that claim, then you better be able to point out what you mean. Part of the photo shows that Mr. Tornate could have seen the R. It is right here.
Take that!
Use the bottom screen as like a trackpad. That's interesting. Please look here to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red? Oh, I see it. Just on the edge of where the floor is broken up. And that's the R that Mr. Tornate saw.
Objection!
It's true that the witness wears some very, very odd goggles, but that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. What part of that little smudge looks like an R to you?
Objection!
But what Mr. Tornate saw wasn't that little smudge. There was a whole incomplete R written there. Before the floor was damaged by the explosion. Oh well, that explains it. Huh? Care to explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order. Yep, because that's the way it really went down. Timing of when the R was written turns everything on this case around. Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? 4. With the bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that. We can only conclude that it was written before the explosion.
But that's ridiculous.
That Protrude overturns your own promise. What? Sorry? Oh, premise, not promise. It overturns your own premise. I can read. That's right, it does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred. Dun dun dun. Order! Order in the court.
What kind of preposterous claim is that? You've forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion?
Objection!
True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way, it could be made to look like she was a victim of the blast.
What?
Sounds like we had better look into what the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne. Did anyone see Detective Arm before the trial?
Let's see, according to the police report... Here it is, one person. One person saw the victim before the trial. And that person was... Ted Tenate. Wait, what?
No one besides Mr. Tornate saw the victim?
That appears to be the case, Your Honor.
I would now ask the court to recall something. Specifically, Mr. Tornate's words from yesterday. Oh boy. Mr. Tornate, just before the trial, you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, courtroom number 4. Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tornate. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial. I feel like it's already over. Just put him in the slammer already. I want my not guilty word, please.
The testimony, there is no need for, well,
He's completely unnerved, Mr. Wright. He must have hit the nail on the head.
Gives up. All I did was transport the bomb to the courtroom. I already told you.
Blast this thing. Only I was in the courtroom with the victim because of our I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there.
Objection!
You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, didn't you not?
Objection!
You always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright.
Excuse me. What now, Pain?
Yes, Mr. Tone may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Arm, but an important piece of your assertion is missing.
What important piece?
The murder weapon. What you claim was used to kill the victim?
Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Mr. Tornade had the chances to wield the weapon, can't accuse him of the crime.
Well, Mr. Tonight?
Well, yes, that's right. I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective Arm. I don't know what voice to give this guy. Just gonna give him the normal guy voice. Did we really have nothing he could use as a murder weapon? What is it, Athena?
Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. I'm hoping there's something here that can help us in the right direction.
Well, it does say that she died from trauma to the back of the head with a flat object.
Yeah, and inflict that specific kind of injury. All you gotta do is need a flat surface, right?
Be a blunt object with a flat surface. Definitely be a murder weapon. Oh, is it the bomb itself? Mr. Wright, can you indicate for the court what was used to kill Detective Arm? I believe I can. Believe being the key word here.
You can?
Please do so now. What did Mr. Tornade have that could have been used as a murder weapon? Where is it? Bomb, or is it the detonator? Not sure. Let's go with the detonator.
Take that!
This must have been the murder weapon.
Don't be ridiculous.
Ha! You fell right into my trap. Card. So you confirmed that this piece of evidence was not the murder weapon. That narrows my candidates down by one.
Hope you don't intend to answer by process of elimination, Mr. Wright.
If you do, prepare to see me do more of this to you.
Ouch.
Yeah. More time. One instrument, huh? Gotta be this then.
Take that!
So tonight, you say you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon. But in fact, you had the perfect thing.
What the devil are you talking about?
You had this. That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove that the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast. Bomb blast, no, but I believe Candace's arm was killed with this bomb. Because this is the blunt object that discovered that I cannot read. That delivered the fatal blow to her head. It's getting late. Gah! Please recall the description of Detective Arm's head wound. Trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. We assume this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat side of this bomb would produce the exact same wound pattern. Oh, wound pattern. That's a bit lewd.
Ah. Ah. Ah.
What's with him?
Then show me some proof. Where's the evidence that I hit the victim with a bomb?
He's right. I don't have anything decisive. That's because the bomb blew up.
Did you find any of the victim's blood on the bomb? That would be decisive proof. Too bad. The bomb is blown to bits. It's long gone. Boom. Game over. Yeah.
It's right. Is there really nothing on the bomb in the photo? It's cracked. I don't see any blood or anything. Wait, the timer display is a little broken there. Maybe it broke when it made contact with Detective Arm's head? It's definitely a distinct possibility. Unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not going to count. I guess you're right. Setting off the bomb, Tonight managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. What in the world do I do now? Times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Wise words from Mommy Mia. I miss her. Everything reminds me of her. Instead of looking for things that he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Nate murdered Detective Arm before the trial started. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off. Which means there was something he needed to keep it hidden until then. And I think I have just the thing. I have to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tornado had to hide. Look at the log here. Very useful. Way to expose the things he did hide. Mr. Tetonate murdered Detective Arm before the trial started. Oh. So you needed to hide the detonator, right?
Take that!
Your Honor, please take a look at this. Oh, guess not. Man, I hope I don't get a game over on the first trial. That would be embarrassing. Uh-huh. He had to hide the body.
Take that!
Your Honor, there's something we've been all overlooking. We've all been overlooking. What am I doing? English is hard. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Ternate would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial. Hey, you're right. And if we can figure out where that hiding place was, exactly, we might be able to find some evidence we can pin him down with. So where can Mr. Ternate have hidden the body during the trial? Of course, it is in the big case. Perfectly body-sized. Wait, a box big enough for a body. A box that was in the courtroom the whole time. A box nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb in it. Mr. Ternate? What is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? No, you're the one who's going to show it to me. Come again. You heard me. Now, show me what's inside the bomb transport case.
What? Why? No, there's no need.
Got it now. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object. And then, you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly, you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. But there was a body hidden during the trial. But where was the body hidden during the trial? Sorry. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. The answer is right here. Inside a box made of thick alloy plating that can withstand any impact.
No, that's completely false.
If it's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. So, let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we? Don't tell me he's got a bomb in there. Let's not. Not if you value your life. What's he up to now? Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 minutes. What? Huh? He bombed once, he'll do it again. I repeat, this HH-3000 will detonate in 5 minutes. What's going on? Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial before this bomb goes off. Sir Tornado, are you threatening me? I am the only one who can disable this bomb. I feel like even if we do adjourn this trial, you're just gonna get arrested again. You're not. Whatever, he's backed into a corner. He's just losing it at this point. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me.
Mr. Tornado, didn't you just say that's just a training model? A fake to practice on?
I did, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the HH-3000. The HH-3000 was used to blow up courtroom number 4, wasn't it? How do you know it was the real HH-3000 that blew up courtroom number 4? Huh? The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one. One that I made. What? Then, are we to take that as a confession on your part? Take it any way you would like. Just before the trial, I took the HH-3000 out of the stuffed animal and put my own bomb in it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4.
Mr. Tornado, please be reasonable. Do you really expect us to believe a crazy story like that?
The HH-3000. It's so unique. I had never seen anything like it. It is so unique that I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. So, I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH-3000 in there? I must confess, no one opened the stuffed animal to check.
So, there really is a possibility that the bomb was switched out?
This is bluff, I'm calling. No, not a possibility. A certainty. I did it. So he's had a real bomb with him this whole time? You better get out of here while you can. You do not have much time. Order! Order the court!
I'm out of here.
It's gonna blow! Run! It's empty. You 4 are still here. Well, well. Aren't you brave? It just wouldn't do for the judge presiding over this court to run. That horrible explosion the other day. Judge, it looks like he's about to book it for the nearest exit any second. Mr. Payne.
That is... Ah!
Oh, there he goes. And he's off.
Mr. Wright, what do we do?
Be pretty pathetic to run now, wouldn't it?
But the bomb might really go off.
Only 3 more minutes, folks. Oh shit. Is that bomb really the HH-3000? What should I do? Stand my ground. Can't run now. Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now. With my dear HH-3000, naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. If I think I'm being followed, I will detonate it on the spot. Farewell.
Hold it!
You're not going anywhere, Detonate. Oh. Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake. Are you sure, Mr. Wright? More of your famous bluffing. Why is it a fake? Let's check. I want to check the picture of the bomb. See, the color of the wires are red, yellow, and blue. That checks out.
Even at the risk of your own life.
Mr. Wright, none of your bluffing now. Not at a time like this. Lives are on the line here. I'm not bluffing, and I have proof. You do? Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's right here in the photo of the bomb, clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tornade's bomb is not the real HH-3000. Really? Out with it then, immediately. Ah, it's the crack. The timer wasn't cracked on the one that he showed.
Take that!
The display for the timer on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tornade used the bomb to attack Detective Arm. But the display on the bomb in front of us is not broken. Oh, you're right. Therefore, this is not the real HH-3000. Mr. Tornade was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb with stuffed animal. The real HH-3000 blew up in courtroom number 4. This bomb is nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes. Fear not, Your Honor. I'll examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself. Yes, please do that, Mr. Wright.
No, stop!
There it is. What is that? Is that a bloodstain? Just as I expected. Your lies have all been blown to bits, Mr. Tornade. I'm confident DNA analysis on this bloodstain will confirm that it's Detective Arm's blood. And that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Arm. How about it, Mr. Tornade? Think you can dismantle this decisive evidence? It's breakdown time.
Dismantle it. You're too late. You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time. This HH-3000 is about to explode.
Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tornade. I've already proved that your bomb is a fake.
It's real. The bomb is the real thing, I tell you. It's real.
Mad Bomber, proud of you have won.
There's no time left. It's going to blow. I have to disarm it. I have to take it apart. I can dismantle anything. I can take apart buildings. I can take apart bombs. I can dismantle it all. Dismantle it.
Oh god.
I'm not gonna make it. Only one thing left to do. Stop.
He's fucking extending.
Made it.
Oh shit. Those are his eyes? Oh. Game over. Dismantle attempt failed. That was a good breakdown.
It's all over. My life has been blown to pieces. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed on the black market. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? She confronted me in courtroom number 4 that day. That's why. That's why I had no choice. Before I knew it, what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault. While I was looking for a place to for a place to hide her body, she left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up. Now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion. The stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. After my testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and found that kid all up in my bondage transport case. That's when I snuck up behind him and bam! That's when the idiot police arrested that little girl.
Excuse me.
I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why?
Because you're a bitch. An idiot and a bitch. Detonate, you are hereby under arrest on suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice. I feel like it's more than just suspicion at this point. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial. Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away. Be that as it may, I will now announce Miss Juniper Woods' verdict. Not guilty!
Yeah!
The confetti's still here. Love the confetti.
Woo!
Court is adjourned. We've done it. December 18th, 12:31 p.m. Court defendant lobby, number 5.
You did it, boss.
Yeah, I guess we managed to pull it off somehow.
So many mysteries cleared up all at once. It was amazing.
It just sort of worked out that way, didn't it?
That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen. And the way that mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of there, that was great. Mr. Wright, Tina, thank you for everything you did for me. I'm so happy for you, Junie. Now you can go back home to the forest in peace. I know that both of you will come and visit me there sometime.
That'll be nice. Thank you for the invitation.
Mr. Wright, I'm not so sure you can make it all the way up to Junie's house. How high up do you live again, Junie? Around 3,000 feet, I think.
What? That's no forest. That's a mountain.
But you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about the case. One little mystery we never got around to solving.
Oh, that? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is it the missing detonator?
Take that!
Remote switch, right?
Yeah, I wonder where it disappeared to. Maybe Mr. Ternate just got rid of it somewhere.
Yeah, it is a pretty big thing to leave unsolved, though. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. For now, we should be celebrating our not guilty verdict.
I guess you're right. Hey, I know. Junie, shall we go report the good news? You know, to that certain someone. Okay.
Huh? Her grandmother?
No, silly, to Apollo.
Oh, right. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital together to see him?
Great idea. I bet he's bored out of his mind. Okay.
Watch Apollo have the detonator. So the courtroom bombing case came to a close, but the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office, that's for sure. Apollo Justice, Tina Psyches, and me, Phoenix Wright. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, we're an unstoppable team. At least, that's what I believed. But all of that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test. Date? Huh? Time? Huh? Wright? Anything agency. Punished Apollo.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why? I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
No, Trucy. At least Trucy's here.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
Okay, that is without a doubt Wendy Lee. What happened to you, Apollo? Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed. And now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. Someone else is a crush? Okay. Apollo, Giga Chad. We had tackled our first case together, he and I, this past spring. And as we did, I came to know who he is and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case, one in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature. Oh, are we gonna play that one? Is that the next chapter? New episode. The monstrous turnabout. Yeah, let's save. We'll watch the opening. And then we'll end the stream.
Long, long ago, the nine-tailed fox defeated the evil Tenmataro and sealed the fallen demon away.
Rar.
To this day, it is said that he slumbers even still
Rar
within
XD.
the Forbidden Chamber.
Night, night, Alderman. Sweet dreams.
Oh.
At long last, the revival of Tenmataro is at hand.
I wish they'd have more twists in who the culprit is. Because it's very common in Phoenix Wright to just have the culprit just spelled out for you at the beginning. Which, yeah, I understand that's like kind of their thing, but personally, I like plot twists better. Usually the big plot twists come at like the last case, but only the last case in every game. A few months prior to the courthouse bombing. Okay. Well, it seems like we're going to be playing Apollo in the past in this one. So watch the opening. I'm going to do what we said and end the stream here. Feeling a bit tired. Don't want to strain myself too hard. So we'll continue. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies, mouthful of a title. In not our next stream, but on next Wednesday's stream. Our next stream will be Xenoblade again. That will be on Sunday. And now, with my set schedule, you know when to find me at 9. From 9 to 12 is my general stream times. Subject to change, but that's what it's going to be. I hope to see you there. All right, well, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm liking this game so far. Change to the 3D is not as jarring as I thought it would be. The first case was fine. I mean, it was just nothing to write home about. Punished Apollo was cool. Athena's cute. Phoenix is back. I wish Phoenix had a deeper voice, but that's a personal preference. Yeah, looking forward to it. All right, well, I wish you all a good night. Take care of yourselves. Drink water. Drink lots of water. And I'll see you later.